What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Chris's Habs Corner. This is my first initial reaction to the draft lottery. The Habs, still are locked in at number 5 in the top 5. I was going to try to put out this video last night, but I got too caught up at my job. And then I got too caught up at my job again today to really try to put out a video. But I'm here about 1:30 in the morning putting it out, my initial draft lottery reaction. And the Habs locking in at number 5, baby, which is right where I said they would be, pretty much. So let's get into it a little bit. This is good that we got in the top 5 this year, especially this year's draft. This is a draft like no other year. How deep the first round really is and how deep the top 5 picks are. Bedard, Fantilli, Carlson, Michkov, Smith. I mean, generally speaking, all 5 of those players any other year would have gone number 1 overall, right? Especially... We all love Slavkovsky, but all 5 of these players would have gone over him last year in the draft. So we're essentially getting a number 1 pick at top 5 in the 5th pick, which is solid. There was, a pretty significant chance we could have slipped to 6th or 7th. It was about 50-50. It was even under 50% that we would stay in the top 5, and we ended up staying in the top 5. There's nothing but good news about that, and this is a year where we really need to just cut the crap and just get things done in the draft this year. Because next year we are not going to be this high up in the draft. We are going to take a step forward towards the middle of the pack, and we are not going to have this fortune of picking in the top 5 2 years in a row. So addressing what we need and the best available player at that position, all in one combo at the number 5 pick is amazing. We need, arguably, the big debate is a number 1 center that's going to be a top 3 center for this team for the long term, for the future, and as well as, at the top 5 picks, arguably, Smith and Michkov are both number 1 centers that are going to be available, so we can address both, getting the best player available at that position and just the best player overall, all in one, which is amazing. Either way, Michkov and Smith, Smith might fall at 1, 2, 3, or 4, then you take Michkov, and then vice versa. If Michkov falls at 1, 2, 3, or 4, you take Smith. Obviously, I'm going to give my personal opinion in my next video over the weekend that the big debate, Michkov or Smith, that who I really think the Habs should draft. Both of them available at number 5. I just hope they don't do something stupid in this draft. I hope they don't play it too safe. At that number 5 pick and go for a guy like Oliver Dvorsky or just another David Reinbacher defenseman. I hope they just get the best player available and go for Smith or Michkov. I hope it's not. I just hope they hit the hammer on the head and address what they need to get at the draft in that pick. I know that there's been a lot of chatter and a lot of talk, especially in Kent Hughes' exit interview yesterday, about how possibly trading up that number 5 pick to another team, to even, talks about involving that number 5 pick for Pierre-Luc Dubois. Talks about throwing that number 5 pick in and trading a prospect like Logan Mailloux or Joshua Waugh and, getting something solid in return. Honestly, my take on it, why would you do that? That is so silly. Take what's right in front of you, what's on your plate, what's right there. Take this draft pick. I hope they don't. I know everybody has a little bit of hay fever from like what happened last year's draft. Moving those pieces around to get Kirby Dach and how great that turned out. That doesn't happen every single draft year. That really doesn't. And I just think it'd be a little foolish to just fork over potentially in any other year what would be a number 1 pick overall. I don't want to see them trade to a team like Arizona, the number 5 pick, and get in return, a really good, talented stud that they have, either or vice versa. Trade our number 5 pick for Pierre-Luc Dubois. Trade the number 5 pick and a prospect for Pierre. That would be so stupid. When Pierre-Luc Dubois is going to be literally an unrestricted free agent next summer. He says he wants out of there, regardless one way or another. My take on that. Wait for Pierre-Luc Dubois no matter what. Until next summer. Don't even involve him in this year. Never mind trading our freaking number 5 overall draft pick for him. No way. And just one more thought on that is, who knows? We might not even need to involve the talks and consider Pierre-Luc Dubois if we have a guy like Will Smith or Mitch Cobb that we can mold. And I guess brainwashing is the word to use, but just brainwash him into the NHL, like completely fresh, completely just, what's the word I'm looking for? Just unweathered, just build them up how we want to build them up. He can easily be as good as Dubois, in the future. We never even need to talk about that again. Why not just, again, my whole point with this is just take what's right in front of you. And just one more thing to really touch on is either way, Mitch Carver, Smith, either one we pick, it's a win. Those are both solid future superstars in the NHL that are going to be in the top 3 on any team, that are really going to just, no matter how you build your team around them, it doesn't matter. The other pieces will fall into place because those 2 centermen are that good. They're going to make everybody else around them that much better, So, again, don't want to see them trade anything up. I don't want to see any of that at least with this pick. Maybe we could talk about, the Florida pick, and I know there's rumors about involving that and a couple other prospects to trade. Okay, I could kind of deal with that. But this number 5 pick, guys, I don't want to see them wasted on anything else but actually drafting. Okay? And like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, any other year, number 1 picks. This is incredible news. So I'm going to be going over this weekend kind of a scouting breakdown of Mitch Cobb and Smith a little bit, going into a little bit of detail with them. And then just give you guys my take on who I actually personally think the Habs should draft between the 2 of them. I didn't really go over too many draft prospect videos prior to the draft lottery because I just had a gut feeling for these last couple months, even before the season ended, that the Habs were going to end up getting the number 5 pick. And I just didn't want to go over any scouting videos of any of the prospects or anything like that until it was pretty much guaranteed that they were going to get number 5. And I was right. So now that, they're locked in at number 5, I'm going to be going over, those 2 scouting reports and maybe a couple other players for this draft. And this is good news. We got the number 5 pick this year, baby. We got a number 5 pick. We're most likely going to get Mitch Carver Smith. I'm freaking pumped. Let's go. I'll talk to you guys this weekend. Go Habs, go.